Do you like bosses? Well, Gunstar Heroes has a shit ton of them. Each level has at least 3. Hell, one of the end level baddies is actually 7 full bosses rolled into one. They each vary in toughness and skill required, but they're often easily defeated if you memorise their attack patterns, although there is an aspect of unpredictability to this. Especially in games recently released, boss battles tend to be tacked on, repetitive, and easily the worst part of any game. Take Deus Ex Human Revolution for instance, where this is literally the case. The boss fights were developed by an entirely different studio and then bolted on during development. Not the case in Gunstar Heroes. Every boss is wildly different from the last, not just in looks but in approach. The first you encounter is essentially an oversized asparagus plant that drops energy on you and spawns a giant caterpillar. When was the last time you fought asparagus in any game? This is one of Gunstar's biggest selling points, variety. The levels have a distinct personality to them. The first is a fairly standard run and gun affair with various climbing and sliding sections, but the second has you on a railway riding a gravity defying cart that can move between floor and ceiling, and the third is punctuated by a board game populated with, you guessed it, boss fights. One of the biggest gripes I have with the game is the board game section. It is structured so you basically have to fight all of the bosses, which kind of defeats the object of the board game in the first place. And the second to last square is a reset button, which sends you back to the start and refreshes all the fight squares. This is anti-fun, especially when the dice you roll only has 3 numbers on it rather than 6. The weapons are a great addition, each being unique in their function. But not only this, you can carry 2 of them at once, switching between them or, even better, combining their effects to make a new weapon. The best of these combinations being the Seeker and Lightning weapons, which creates a laser that homes in on and sticks to enemies, and it does huge amounts of damage. This is pretty much easy mode on, but some of the boss fights remain difficult purely because they have unpredictable attacks that require lightning fast reflexes to avoid. Visually, the game looks fantastic, using chunky sprites to represent enemies, that although are detailed, are not cluttered. The back and foregrounds are populated with beautiful, often destructible scenery that changes within each level, let alone between them. The screen at almost all times is punctuated by explosions and lasers, which is the best kind of punctuation. The sound quality is spot on, matching the cartoony visuals and action and diverging from the standard manly grunts often found in platform shooters of the time. The game itself, while difficult, is fairly short, and you could complete Gunstar Heroes in one sitting with a little patience to learn the boss fights and level layouts. But unlike a lot of platformers, Gunstar stops just short of being repetitive. Where others will churn out new ideas and then reuse them to increase longevity, you're never going to be doing the same thing twice. Emulated or bought from the Mega Drive, which is pretty costly on eBay, Gunstar Heroes is well worth a few hours of your time, if only to see how excellently its gameplay is executed. I hope you enjoyed this review, stay tuned for more. This has been Westloar, over and out.